Right. Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and every other one which is relevant to you, whichever corner of the world that you are joining us from. My name is Kelebogile Molopyane. I'm the CEO for an entity called AB4IR, Africa Beyond the Fourth Industrial Revolution, as my chairperson always says it. If you've never joined us before, this is called a screw up session. We host this every last Friday of the month, and the idea really there is just so that we can have a conversation, a screw up session. And if it wasn't for COVID, we could be having cheese and wine and talking very lightly. And Mr. Mashata, in this regard, would be playing some background music and would be having a light conversation about how we have screwed up and what we have learned from it and how we move on from that. AB4IR is a business incubator. We're an ICT business incubator, and we focus on gaming, animation, virtual reality, and drone technology. We are based at the Tshwane South TVET College, and we have partnered with SEDA, the Small Enterprise Development Agency, to bring this program through to you. Why in Mabopane? Why Tshwane? Why SEDA? Look, reality is more often than not when similar entities are set up, they're set up in urban areas in ICC, in the CBDs, where your average child that's in the community is not able to reach them. So we decided, why put this state of the art facility within the community so that they can have access, and then we can have such discussions to rope them in to say, look, you failed. So what? How about you dust it off and you move on? So today I'm really, really, really excited because we are joined by Awuti Rawanintate Mashata, the noise maker, aka Barge the noise maker. So welcome, Rawani, Malome. Background music ko kay pera na hawning gemetse hore hentse ke bolela tle bo hore janyana. And then we get mino. Faga mino jam.
Well, I grew up well. I was raised well. So you always have to respect the platform that you're given. So just relax, and you'll be welcome. So I'm waiting for your call.
Oh, okay. Dumela Malum Leshata, Mashata. Is it plural or singular or both? Written lale kahle.
Our reports
So na ro bona on ro bona ntse o tlhabile Mashata. We see you. We see you always making noise, playing music, giving us jokes, making us happy. But who is Mashata? What business are you in? What gets you up in the morning?
And Mashata is automatically became a brand. I think before I can go, there's a bit of a feedback and a squeaky sound. I don't know on my side or your side. I don't know if anyone can attend to it. I think it's on your side.
Do you have anything else switched on your side? I think it could be feedback.
No, 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 it doesn't. I think it's okay now. I can hear you loud and clear.
Awesome.
Okay.
Did you hear my question? So I was asking who you are, what you're about, what gets you up in the morning, what is your why?
Um, my phone. My friends always try to call me, and then they know that I'm doing interviews. Look, a very reserved individual off stage who likes the atmosphere, who likes the outdoor, who likes adventure. What gets me up in the morning is a beautiful song. It doesn't matter whether it's soul music or it's bachanga or it's mapiano. As long as the beat it can light up my world. I'm in for it. I can't just wake up without music. I think music is just part of my life, and music just gets me going. Um, I'm not typical morning person. I I I get my energies later during the day, around 12 midday, and then moving forward to late bells. So I'm not your typical morning person who has all the energies in the morning to make jokes and everything. So I'm that guy. What you see is what you get. I've got my moments. I can be moody at times. I can be loud. I can make jokes. So I mean, all around, I'm just a typical human being. Autabukazi, Mutabathu, who wants to have fun and mingle around, and yeah, that's me.
So how do you describe your craft?
My craft.
Your craft, your business. Okay, we seem to have lost our guest. Hopefully we'll get him back in the moment. Okay, there he is.
Hello, are we?
Internet is not playing nicely. Can they please behave?
Are we okay now?
Richard,
Yeah, I think you're okay. What was the question again?
how do you describe your craft? So the business that you're in, how do you describe it?
Um, so normally people will say I'm your stand-up comedian, and I would say boastfully so. I'll say nope, I'm not a stand-up comedian. I'm just an entertainer. I'm that guy who can run with a program and make people happy. So I'm your typical MC slash comedian slash DJ. So my business is into entertainment. My business is all about entertaining. My business is all about bringing fun to people.
How long have you been doing this for?
Yo, I don't want to ask your age because it will sound like I've been here for centuries. Yeah? I've been here for years, for more than 2 decades. It's been long. It's been long. But I got my first biggest break 2 years ago. Being in the business for more than 20 years, I got my biggest break, I think, 2 years ago.
Okay. So one of the things that we try to get through to people, particularly with this platform, is that, and I think it is something that the so-called tenderpreneurs has messed up, because one day you don't know Mashata, and the next day Mashata is all over the place and he's making it, and we tend to think, oh, that guy, he just rose out of nowhere, he must have just, same applies to the kind of entrepreneurs that we call tenderpreneurs, because he knows somebody that knows somebody that said sign here, and then the next thing there were millions and millions of rents that they just splash around. So for anybody that just seems to have found out about you last week, today, or whenever, and then suddenly you are everywhere, it provides that kind of a wrong impression, and hence I'm asking that question. And I think taking the our audience through your journey of where you've been, how you have crafted this, how you have struggled, what challenges you faced, and what you've learned from that.
Um, Look, I think it's two ways. One, there is an element of blaming myself, and also blaming the people who've got resources. And it saddened me that people get to know about me probably a year ago or 2 years ago, whereas I've been in the game for more than 20 years. It's because we don't have a platform in South Africa whereby we accept your talent and we want to embrace it and we want to invest in your talent. It's always been, but besides Mashata, who else can do it? Like someone from close to my family, a relative, or a friend. And you find that we invest in people who probably are not knowledgeable or talented in that field. So the Mashatas of the world will have to work through the ranks, pay for themselves, pay for the transport, pay to be recognized. And then later on in the years, when they are old, is when everybody starts to know about them. And by that time, it's already late. I mean, they don't have much to offer. They can only offer, uh, that middle that they have, or the middle that they still have, and which for many people is too late. That's why in South Africa, you find that a soccer player at the age of 25 has been called a youngster. And whereas in Argentina or Brazil, by the age of 15, they will tell you that you're going to make it in the professional ranks or not. So we have people who have the resources, but how they channel them, they channel it to wrong people. Whether we blame them or not, that's the fact of the matter that we are not being. Till today, I've done shows in my life. I've never done a show with a sponsor. You know, it's I don't know whether it's quite embarrassing or whether I've never knocked in the right doors, but I've never done shows with a sponsor. And but I know that there are people who do shows with sponsors that I can pump in a lot of money. But even if we blame, it's not gonna take us anywhere. You might as well wake up and then clean your bed and stand up and do it for yourself. Nobody's there to nurse your feelings or how angry or upset you are. It's up to you. You want to do it, do it. If you don't want to do it, stay out of the kitchen then.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. And I think that's one thing that we need to learn as black folk is to mentor each other, you know. We don't have enough mentors, and that is the background against which programs such as business incubation programs are set up, because I always say, without giving my age away as well, in the few years that I've been alive, literally there's never been anybody in my home that owns a business, and as such I'm not exposed to how a business is run. And then I go and start a business, and I have nobody to ask about what to expect, how to do what, and so on. So I have picked up a phrase which I have embraced so much, that you must lift as you rise, you know. So because you know how tough it was for you to get to where you want to get to, then grab a hand or two to help somebody to get to where they want to be as well. But I want to discuss more your own personal struggles and challenges and screw ups. You know, yes, the environment may not be exciting and friendly and stuff, but there's been a time or two I can imagine where you had an opportunity and you screwed it up. Can you think of one or two that you can share with us?
Um, you had an opportunity and I screwed it up. Um, Look, I don't know if I'm gonna sound like I've been a lucky punch or not, but I don't think I had an opportunity and I screwed up. I have always taken the opportunities that were presented into my um, in front of me. I think one of the things that I probably say not screwed up, but say regret is that I think I took time to be here, and I'm that kind of a person who always like to worship other people. You know, when you have teammates, if you're playing soccer, you have teammates, and people are reading a lot about you. You change the focus on yourself. Like you want to talk about other people. I spend so much time praising my peers, praising my mates, and we were doing the same thing. But I never gave myself enough confidence or time to really work on myself and say, look, you are talented, and you have to push. I've always been like, yeah, but I know, but this one is better. So I've always been that kind of a guy. And I think it's taken a lot of time for me to really come out and share what I really have and what the talent that I really have. But in terms of screwing up, I haven't deliberately screwed up. Be it school, there were moments when I was not doing well at school, tertiary, but I managed to come back and then rectify that in the past. So it was not a element of reject of regret per se. Or I really screwed up. For me, was I took attention from what was meant for me, and I gave it to someone else. And later in the years, I realized that I'm growing up and I'm really wasting time, and I should be doing me. And then I woke up one day and I had a conversation with Kumba, a comedian who said to me one day, we're sitting at the bar, we're at the comedy show. He says to me, but do you know how talented you are? In whatever field that you are in, you are so talented, but people will never know about you because you are not out there. You're not getting your stuff out there. You are just in your little zone and you're comfortable in your own zone. And I realized that for the past 15 years, I mean, I should have been somewhere, but I've always been doubting myself because I thought there'd always been someone who's more talented than myself. So that's where I think I screwed up.
Well,
I don't
I
know if it
hear
makes
you.
sense.
No, 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 it makes absolute sense. I mean, we all go through so much self doubt. We want to. I think it's more that you are doubting yourself, and it's usually those that are really good that doubt themselves. I always wish that those that are actually really capable had the boom of those. Have you heard how many airheads? I apologize for lack of a better word. But like so many people that don't know what they're talking about, but they just put themselves out there because they don't care, you know. And those that understand precisely what they're talking about, they're so worried about their craft. Because as Mashata, the entertainer, I want to make sure that this message that I'm putting out really balances with this music. Because the minute what I want to put the volume down, go down, and then maybe it goes up a bit. We overanalyze things to death, you know. There's a question here, and I do encourage you, the audience, both on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you are viewing us from, that you interact with us and ask questions that will get through to our guest. And Toki wants to know, Abuti Mashata, how did Mashata market his craft pre-social media? Because yes, social media has really, really done wonders. I always say there's opportunities and threats to every situation. COVID was devastating, but COVID was good to most of us in terms of allowing us to get into grips with this 4IR social media. And suddenly you have an audience that is here watching your craft, entertained and excited about your craft. So please answer, Chloe. How did you market your craft before social media?
Yeah, technology.
Tatosha. Pero katakot.
No, no, no. It was not audible now. Let me tell you why. When I receive a call, it kills off the audio, so I can't be able to pick up what you say. So I was trying to maybe, I don't know, press whatever. It wasn't working.
This is why listen to Utlem hore ke tlhobole setlhako ko shape from time to time. Post and mistake.
You sound abusive.
I am. Unapologetically so. Mara, did you get
Yeah,
Chloe's question? How did you
how did
post?
I? Yo, so Killer, you know what happened to me, man?
Ah,
I used to do shows for free. I used to travel around the country doing shows for free. So if there's a show in Bloemfontein and I know two artists, I would request them that can I accompany them, and then I can be an MC, whether it's only introduce them or not. So I'll go to shows, um, uninvited, go there, present myself, do free shows. I think I've done. more than 100 shows for free in my life, going all over the country, marketing myself, weddings, events, parties. I'm always going to announce myself, hey, and call man, please guys use me. So I've always been that guy, going to the people, and I think that's how I use and market myself.
Word of mouth and
Yeah,
just putting yourself out there. And
of
that's
course.
always been the best, hey?
Even now, you must do it even now. You don't rely only on social media. Um, you need to. People need to see your face. People need to hear you. People need to see you. That when I want to when you talk amongst the crowd, your voice not that must be loud, but your voice must be heard. And then you always have to be your brand every time when you go out. I cannot come to you and all of a sudden I want to behave like a pastor. And I'm this reasonable guy. I'm now a motivational speaker. If you know me as a joker, uh, there must be that element of jokes there and there. Now I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna put Bibles or quotes and then, yeah, you see, when the fire and the sea must not be the fire and the sea. And they're like, and then Mashata, but what happened to you? You know, I must kill it. I must talk about music. I must talk about love. I
Yeah.
must talk about entertainment. I must bring smile into your face.
But nna sentse ke magetse a ke se utlwile music nyana mo one or ga ona mabone or ga ona internet a ke itse ko sentse ke emetse consistency e le re tlang ka yona o busy ka beve jo and a ka tshwara beve gore maitsego a teng ka bontšhinyana but it's okay ke sa emetse mmino jang.
So let me tell you why I'm not bringing music. I'm not quite sure with your facilities there, that you have the best facilities. My facilities can overpower your facilities, and then you can have a bad sound. So sometimes you need to humble yourself and respect the needy, the people who don't have. And then over leveling on. I struggle about to be in this level. I mean, I had to play with it. Will I adjust to this level? Yeah, I have. I have adjusted well. So next time, when you have picked up yourself, when you're there with us, yeah. So I'll give you the music. And as a baby, the juice, I'm gonna baby.
Bothata gore o itse sekgowa beve keng beverage keng kgang a o itse
Yeah,
sekgowa
man.
a o tshwaelana mo beve ke eng
Baby, baby.
o lebelela tv too much mo kwa gago and le
Cold
ga beve
drink,
e
cold
o
drink,
tswa mo
coke.
yona
Cold drink, coke.
cold drink ebile o itse pronounce ka bo botse gore dudu a reng
Cold drink,
dudu ke cold drink ya o e bitse pila
cold drink.
cold drink
No, no,
yeah
no.
ke tlo
It's
botsa
not.
sekgowa wena
You're not from the Kasi. You're not from the Kasi. We are from
ke
the
mareng
Kasi.
bjang ke mareng bjang iyo nna ke ngwanyana ko lona ko o botse shem so Dudu wants to know how do you balance freebies that you give in the name of marketing yourself and earning or paid craft for your craft. So I get it. When you started, you were saying, and it makes sense because you want to put yourself out there. People don't know you. Hey, Wena, the hustle is real. I get. But
Yeah.
now you are established, and we've seen you with doing so many gigs. So how do you balance the two? Because you just said you still do a couple of those. Because the rent
No,
has to be
no,
paid.
no, not anymore. My just like Joshua Maponga, my my voice is my invoice.
That
Killer,
I like that.
my voice is my invoice. I don't do freebies. I do charity work, a lot of charity work, but don't just do charity work for the sake of doing charity work. Don't do it as a one-off thing. I need to see the drive. I need to see the passion, the determination from you that you are really about this NGO or whatever that you're driving. I have a manager. I have a bookings manager. I have. I have. I don't do shows for my friends. I don't do events for my friends. I think somewhere, I think a week ago, I wrote on my status, WhatsApp status, that our friends don't want to book us through our managers. I think money suits them. So a friend of mine will never pay me what I'm worth. They're always going to see me as a friend. Like I can check. That's why they like using this word. No, none of my friends. I've got more than 10 friends who own nightclubs, but you never see me performing in the event, in the respective clubs, because I know it's where I'm getting respected. If you can check me, especially where I work in outskirts places, outside Gauteng. It's where I get the love and the respect because people respect your craft there. So I'm always in the Free State, I'm always in Limpopo, I'm always in the Northwest. And I think this is where people appreciate my work. Nothing wrong with the Gauteng people. I still respect and love them. But I don't think I'm well received and I'm well respected for my craft in my same neighborhood. I get more cheering when I'm outside than when I'm home. But I'm comfortable with it. I understand it's always been the case. People not cheer you because you grew up with them. And all of a sudden, people think that you are a star, but to them, you're not a star. And this is how they want to treat you. So you need to adjust and, just accept that things are like that. But if you can give me a call now and say, come and perform in Appel, in Sikupuni, or come and perform in Zebediela, without even blinking, I'm going to pack my bags, hit the road, and go and perform there. I think that's where I think people really respect my craft and really like me.
Mara, isn't that maybe a narrative that we need to change? Because I don't think it's just happening to you. And equally challenging your 10 friends that have nightclubs. Lerona, then when we go there, we want to not pay because brayaga. I mean, kind of thing. So the what you call it's a two-way thing. We tend to kind of family, friends, and fools. We
Yes,
need them. We need them most when we are starting the business, and then when the business has started, we forget it needs to carry on because you can't keep giving away your craft for free. How
you
else are
can't.
you going to buy that system on that's going to power mine and play music or not? And how else are you going to afford the bev on where I'm not having one? But the point is, utamona ayino. It's okay. Kopala mates. Kopala mates. But the point is,
Even metsi how as a commercial water, ke a pompo. Yeah, continue.
I don't go one. Don't stress. So, the point being, maybe there is room for narrative to be changed, and I am specific. I can only speak to being black and interacting with our black fellow people because when I started, I also did mention that we don't have mentors. We don't grow up in a business environment where people understand. This is where Indians and what's that other group, the Greeks, get it right because their family, friends, and fools will then move between each other, supporting each other, kind of thing. Not necessarily going to thank you. Ebile ha bana ke commercial water. Ke tlo branda lebitso la business la ka this one. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I tell you, ka lebella thata. But we start with each other. As we grow business, we start off with the first 10, and they need to then understand that they are the ones actually that will get you to the next level. And they tell their friends who tell their friends. And that's how we grow. And I think that's how other nations have gotten it so very well that we find ourselves left behind. The conversations that we are having, even when you're sitting at the bar, I'm happy or nona leman this kumba. And you guys were then mentoring each other on, okay, you are in the gig, how do I get in? And he gave you the truth. How many of us have the friends that are real with them that says, but Joe, well, flopper because we are one, two, three, consider three, four, five, and how often do we listen as well? So who is your nation? How are you surrounding yourself with the people that are growing you, and how do you deal with those that you see out? This one is not supporting my growth.
I okay. Thanks to Gile and my other friend DJ who's also joined. Look, and this is part of growing up. Um, Surround yourself with positive people. So Gile, how I try to master that is that because I know that in my field there are more than 10 other people who are more talented than myself, and that is the honest truth. So I know that I never went to school for what I'm doing right now. If I had went to school, probably I would be in a bigger star. So I've modeled my life around certain individuals who I know that if I look up to them, without them directly empowering me or indirectly mentoring me, but I can learn so much from them. So I watched closely how Robert Maraba conducts himself when he does interviews. I've watched him closely when he does MC work for corporate functions. His introduction, his way of talking, and how he carry himself on stage, and
Yes.
and how he runs with the program. And then I said, I'm gonna take this and pack it there. And then there's a gentleman called Michael Buffer. He's a renowned boxing ring announcer based in the US. The one who likes to say, if you know boxing, likes to say, let's get ready to rumble. And I look
Yeah.
his passion and he's consistent in the game and that he doesn't change. And he's always been that kind of person. He only changes his energy and he's become relevant and relevant because he has done boxing in the days of the likes of Mike Tyson. And he was doing boxing even in the era of Mayweather. And people have retired, but he's still in the game. Now, how do you become relevant in the same thing that you've been doing over and over and over again? And then I looked at the gentleman called Lunga Williams. He was a broadcaster, a seasoned broadcaster. And Lunga used to do soccer sports shows. And Lunga he will own audience. He will come and automatically take over the whole arena and make it for himself. It doesn't matter whether there are 5 or 100,000 people, but he's going to take ownership. And I said, with these three gentlemen, if I can package them nicely, I might get myself there. And I said, okay, Mashata, this is where you're going, this is the shape. Along the way, I said, I've got friends who are comfortable talking about stolen cars, who are comfortable and always talking about the same stuff. Nothing wrong with them, nothing wrong with Talakisi. But I said, I am not going to grow if I'm going to sit comfortable with the people who think and reason like me. So I said, I need a balance. I'm going to join ranks with people who are older than me and people who are my juniors. So it means
Yes.
I'm being fed and I'm going to feed. So that's the reason why my friends are not my same age group. It's very, very rare that you're going to find people of my same meeting, chilling with people of my same age group, especially when I know that it's all about work. This is how I grew up. And Kile, I know I'm going to sound a bit harsh, but I don't like old new friends. I don't know how to phrase this. I don't like old new friends. I don't like somebody who knew me before and never had time for me and wants to know me now. I think it's too late. You and I can be civil to one another. We are okay. We don't have grudges. We're out here. But I don't think you and I can have conversations and talk about life and how to inspire one another because there was a platform that was created. You never saw me as an individual. So I don't want to waste my time rewinding and going back and trying to rectify what cannot be rectified. I don't want to use all my energy for that. I rather use my energy in uplifting, in grooming, and mentoring, and coaching the young stars. That's where I'm comfortable. So when you grow up, you're going to see that there are people that are not necessary for your life. And you will feel so comfortable because even if Bakakwata, I always say, Kile, we have Majida. They used to have money. We used to do I don't know if I have to say this on our little telly. The ass leaking. Sorry if I say that, if it sounds wrong. Oh, sorry.
Hey, G.
Uh,
You're not G Kenyan.
oh, as a genie, man.
Jiki isn't genie. You're not
Oh,
Jiki.
gee. Oh, no. So we had Majida, Balukokasi. They would have money. They would drive nice cars. Marapiras buy. Has an amula, which is a bus factor, but they will never do anything for us. Even today, we have such individuals who, that's what Vuzitembago said the other day, said, how we measure a success of a black person is when he buys a car and comes to the township to break for us. And we say, this guy is successful.
Sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Even
Mm,
today. It's happening even
mm,
today.
mm.
We judge you by your friends. If you drive a Porsche and your friends drive a simple cheap car and stays in a one room and you stay in a mansion, you are not a true friend. You are not a friend. You are
Actually,
you are a boosting
showing off.
friend. We
Yeah.
must see you. When we see you, we must see your friends. They must be
Yes.
aligned. They must be in the same level.
Yeah.
They can't be like this.
True. Because then as a friendship, you are right. Then it's a matter of, that some people they feel taller when they are with people that are beneath them. Ba 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 rapelang ba e leng gore ba fitlha, like you are saying, tshwanetse ba shine ka bona, bra
Ah,
mamang o tla mmona tsena
oh,
mo ditafola di a
what,
shake go nna monate.
yo, yeah. So,
But
Mina,
the
I don't have
narrative
time for that. Yeah?
still,
I don't have time to
but the
worship.
narrative, nkare ra bole hape o
Second,
busy. Ke re the
second,
narrative ke tlo shapa wena.
utlweletse.
Didima.
Ke tlohela letsoho.
Okay. Sure. The narrative still, I insist, needs to change. And even with those people, I have learned that so many of us don't know what we do not know, you know.
Yeah,
Unless and until somebody says to you or puts it to you in a different perspective or manner. Through who did allegation, you know, you want an allegation. And for some of us, success was go tswa ka mo boxing, go nna
yeah,
no, actually go tswa ka mo boxing go nna le toilet ya ka mo ntlong. That's a huge
yeah,
success.
yeah,
Or go tswa ka mo lekeisheneng go yonna Amanda Seger, go yonna
yeah,
Moreleta and so on. But
yeah,
we have not been exposed enough to see what there is beyond and to see how other countries are doing things. And as a result, Rena very boxed. And to their defense, not really saying that, most of those people were driving the fancy cars surrounded by girls, by enjoying hotels. That's all they know. You and I have traveled, we've seen the world differently, and we've had to come back and say, wow, so this is what people are doing. How about
yeah.
I also do it differently? Because if you think of, and I like making example, Yamabu, where did those people get money? But how Kopana Lebana in the malls? He's wearing his shorts with his
Mine,
khaki stuff and driving his bike, but there's millions in the bank account right there. Again, that's where the narrative needs to change. We are busy. I saw something so very interesting. Why would you buy a bag? Yeah, 2,000 US dollars. Like us ladies, we like this branded bags, Double Michael, Mamang, and Louis
yeah,
Vuitton.
yeah.
Then on this bag, you are pretending you can afford in your purse on 20 randa, if anything at all. So why not get a bag at 20 randa and have 1.8 in your account? But again, the narrative needs to change.
It needs to change. We are trying so hard to fit into other people's lifestyle. So we live other people's lifestyle and we forgot that we still have a life to live. And when it's time, when you wise up, at times it might be too late. People are in the game. Kore motho o tla mo gaming gore yena a thusiwe. Like he doesn't have any mindset of starting a
Yeah.
business. If you date a man who like to spend money for you and you don't work, by the way, who spend money and buys you this expensive champagne, and at the night that man can spend close to 10,000, and you easily say to
A
him, say,
night.
we're gonna go to it, you're gonna go to a club, you can drink your expensive um, whiskey. Don't buy me an expensive champagne. Just buy me an affordable cider, 12 or 6 of them. Take that money. Don't take it into my account. I want to go to school, or I want to pursue one or two things. Now pay for that. You know what's going to happen in that room? A man will say, "I will never take someone to school who tomorrow is going to leave me." So men will be comfortable in spending money for you so that you must drink it. It must just end here. But him taking that money and say, "Let me boost." That's why I said, if you enter into a relationship, even if it ends, you leave your partner knowing that you try to empower them. Even tomorrow,
Yeah.
even when things they didn't even work out, they're going to look at you and say, you know what, we never had the best relationships, but you know what, thank
Yeah.
you for empowering me and taking me from level 1 to level 3. We
Yeah.
as men, we are not capacitated enough here to think like that, to think that we have the resources, we have the tools, we are the ones who can drive this thing and really help and fight this this poverty. But we can't do that way. We rather plan it for you now. You see it, it's finished, and then that's it. Me empowering you,
That's so,
but
that
but
is so
but
true. But
but but
goes back to
but
the
Gil, on that
narrative.
note, but Gil, on that note, I wanted to shoot a small clip because I'm from Abubani, and I was telling people that when we grew up, Abubani was a very fashionable township that has a lot of media personalities, whether it be radio or TV. We had a lot of
Yes.
talent in
Yes.
Uganda, people that we
Yeah.
look up to. But the generation that came after destroyed everything. And I'm talking about us. We so
Bujeriti.
comfortable, yeah, we were so comfortable in doing these things outside than doing them home. Now, this is not about work. We are going to drive. I don't know how many people are going to be in this. We are going to, and I don't know which is your township, but I'm just talking about our plan. We are going to reinvest. We're going to redistribute. We're going to work and make our township fashionable. And I know what is lacking in Mabopane. I know what is lacking in Mabopane, and I've got the solutions. But I can't have solutions if I'm going to be working alone. You can't have a township as big as Mabopane. I'm going to talk about an entertainment. You have a lady called Bibilo who's running a club, only club in Mabopane, the entire Mabopane. We don't have businesses that are booming that are run by young people. If a young person opens a food shop, within a year it's collapsed. We can't be
Yeah.
opening the car wash. We can't be having car wash all the corners. We must come and bring fashionable businesses. There's so much that we can do.
Yeah.
We need to work with everybody who's at home, but who's got a positive mindset and an energy to say, you know what, I'm going to be part of this forum. I'm going to go there, get the information, come back, and then boost myself. So don't come to us with negative energy because we're not going to give you a platform. But I'm going to be the first person. I want to invest in my township. I want to open something in my own township because I want to create employment. So I'm going to be a living example. We have to change this narrative. We can't be talking and having conversations. They're not taking us anywhere. We can't be texting and
Mhm.
talking about things on social media.
Okay.
We just can't be talking.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Bond. I am with you. Maravano, here's a nice question here. Um Mashata, the brand. Beautiful. Awesome. We like this guy that's funny, easygoing, playing good music. Maravano, it's a bit risky. Don't be excited. Don't be excited. How? Something but it's risky because you are the brand. How do we separate Mashata the person from Mashata the brand, and how do we talk sustainability?
Hey, but for really bona. So you can question and say deep so why are we here? After you know give us time. No,
We'll
we talk about
offer a day.
the brand, how to use the risky the brand, and then when I'm at hey, go and drink, man, mutas. Okay, Gile, I have a 9 to 5. Ne? I work good TNT. Ne? I get up from school, by the way, so it's like I graduate. Not once, twice. And now I think I'm going to get my third one. But anyway, so I work at TUT as a residence advisor. That's my 9 to 5. Ne? And I work labor and about arts. I work in arts campus. So I work with students who do drama and performing and whatever and whatever. They know me as Mashata, comedian entertainer outside. But when I'm in campus, that's why I say I'm that guy who can wear many caps and walk around and like nothing has happened. So I'm that guy. So I can That's why when I make jokes during my live coaching moments, when I always remind people to switch, know when to play, know when to joke, and know when to work. So Mashada,
Yes.
entertainer, it's about passion and work. It's not me. I'm not Mashada. It's when I go on stage and I hold a microphone, I get into a character. I get possessed. I'm in my own world. I take over. I give you what you have paid for. And when I'm off stage, there's an element of shyness. There's an element of over reserved. And I will want my own people. I can walk into the room with a microphone, go through a passage, talk to people, make jokes. But I can't do the same when I'm off stage. I can't use the same passage and walk around it. Because I don't want to crowd people. I want to be, in my corner. I will come when I'm called. So can I do that thing? So I'm always careful who I interact with, I socialize with. I'm very careful who I kiss. I don't just kiss. I I need to
Kiss
know that
and
this
tell.
kid. I need to know this kids must be well taken care, and then they must not talk. Because I have to kiss, by the way. And I have to kiss and then we talk. Because kabona, like if kiss akile, abukile mabulela ba. Show me. Nana rota felt like I came out So I don't know.
Selfie.
Yeah. And if I'm not working, I'm home. I'm home. I'm in my PC. I've got my microphone. I've got my mixer. I try to work on my voice because I know that I sound horrible. I try to work on my sound projections. I look at entertainment world. I I get inspiration from Steve Harvey. I looked up to him so much. So I'm not a party animal where you're gonna find me in all the clubs. So I think I limit certain things because of how I carry myself and how I live my life. Like I'm just down there. I'd rather go to camp and join my friends and stay in the camp for the whole weekend and go and work than being all over the place. So that's how yeah, I just that way, yeah. Like, that's how yes. English,
It's
English,
cool.
like
Yeah,
airtime.
inalopala. I thinking ni wish you. I wonder what happens. And I wish you. No West. But yes, so I hope you are answered. So there is a clear balance there. There is a mashata during the day and mashata during the night and in between somewhere kind of thing.
So
So
kila wait. Oh, nikisa wala sini mi hawa nikira ki maponyani wala wako mall. Okay, continue. The then the
Kobuko ba
vele
abuti ko? Hape fetsa ka
then the
interview
vele
this guy. Ka mo
then the
kopa.
vele outfit then the nikira ke lena maponyani molopyani nikira ke lena le ko bamba to
Ho
kudi
na
mall.
le piano. Ha ona stress, ho na le piano hona mo. Nka nna ka e claima di-rights hona ko teng ko. But yeah.
Oh, lena
Um,
le ko bamba to kudi mall.
no. Okay, before I was rudely
Maponyani
interrupted.
molopyani.
La go botsa wena re sa tlo invite mo ntsheng ya rona itse. Ka re starta lo fetsa ka jeno. O raudi wa itse. Ke ra fela under general o raudi.
Le ko bamba.
But I like ke khopela bole ka moshong ya ka. What's up? Ngwana ka bole.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. So I like the idea of you bringing forth the challenge. Yesterday, I was moderating a session where we were talking about internet and education, like access, particularly peri-urban and rural areas. How do we bring that to the fore? And one of the panelists made such a very valid point, Hori. Infrastructure is not the government's business. It is
Yeah,
everybody's business.
exactly.
So wena o hananang le nna ko ra ke re ngwanyana kasi ko ha ne le ko di ikwa ko altar for that matter. So kgale tsatsi le leng ne ke close to Mokiba ne go na le
Yeah.
go odi or this stadium used to bring revenue, there was teaching, study dancing, and so many things more holong. But all of a sudden, those things stopped, and we are very right to say no, government this, government that. But reality also is, as people, about community within, there is so much more that we can do. I will use a meeting that
You're breaking. You
hashtag is doing so well that hashtag is not there anymore. And you wanna know, eh?
you're
Morning.
breaking a bit there.
Unless it's
No, you're
saying
breaking. I was losing you. You're breaking a bit. I can hear you now.
I'm not breaking.
No, no, on my side you were breaking a bit.
I'm not breaking.
Kele,
I'm
on my side you were
sitting
breaking a
properly.
bit. Now I can hear you.
Kira
I
school.
can hear
I
you
get
now.
over
Now I can
said.
hear you.
Ma.
Huh?
Let's yeah. Let's challenge each other as a community, because infrastructure and all the other things within the communities is everybody's business. I'm not sure what internet is picking up. I see Nzani as well that you're saying the internet is bad. Mashata, can you hear me now? Because we're almost at the end. We need to wrap up.
Yeah, just
Now
I
the
hear in
internet is
bits.
not playing nice.
I hear you in bits.
It's
I can't capture the whole
a
sentence. I just hear you in bits. Are you in the township?
ke mo Mabopane, a ke
Yeah,
ko
I think it's
township.
okay now. I think it's okay now.
A nkutla wena?
Yeah. Think, carry on.
Okay. All right. Ke mo Mabopane, a ke ko township. Ke mo Mabopane.
Oh.
So the narrative, we are the ones that can change it, because we are the narrative at the end of the day. I like the point you were making with your friends that have like supporting. I have a friend as well, Colin, who owns Besigo Transfer. I keep saying to them that I feel bad that I may be driving past, but I think as black folk, we need to have the network sessions so where we can come and support each other. Like, do a and then the next thing it's gone. When there's so many people, Mama Boban, all those businesses you're talking about, how do we help them? But again, mentorship and support and bringing more people. Your kind of gigs that you're doing. That this outfit we have set up Mama Bobani consciously, because we want the youth in Mabopane to be exposed to this kind of thing. So if you're interested in doing gaming, want to learn about animation, a bit of media, as Fiso does photography and stuff, come. But there's mentorship that is required. There is coaching that is required. I'm excited that you're a life coach, because we can't get around that. You said earlier on, how there are things that you yourself have been battling with as a man. Erafez, as a man. So, as a boy child, and that's one of the passions that I have, how do we, as your parting shot, we have 3 minutes left. Oh, baby, how do we support the boy child to raise out of his comfort zone, that they can grow up and become not reasonable, like strong, powerful guys ba ba ikemetseng, that are clear about what they want in their own lives?
It's simple. We have to go to them. We we are equipped. We have the resources. We can't expect this boy to do miracles. We cannot expect these boys to come to us. We need to go to the level of dirty hands. We need to go to the ground. We need to go to the schools. We need to talk to young people, as young as they are. Get them while they're still young. We need to talk to them. We need to expose them to a lot of talent. We need to make sure that they understand that talent can also work for them besides education. But the two work hand in glove. So we must just go there and just they must just get inspired. They must just get inspired. There's many of us. We can do it, and we have time. I mean, we have time. We have to dedicate our time to these young people, and go and work and change the mindset. Make them understand that the world is tough, but you need to equip yourself as young as you are now. And the only thing that they can do is that they must rely on us, because if we are not there, we're going to fail them. Because there's a huge gap between ourselves and the young people in our townships. So I have left the township. Keshapu, I've got my partner, I've got a good house, I've got a beautiful house, kids, I'm fine. Township is going to be a waste of time. You are identified by your background and where your roots are. So until we cannot see and have a story about where you're from, you are not going to be relevant to us. You are a member of a community before yourself. That's what Black consciousness is all about. You are a member of a society before yourself. So if you don't do that, and it must eat you, hey? It must eat you when people are shining about Soweto, about Fort Flores, about any other place, Langa and Cape Town. Where are you in that space? What are you bragging about? Okay, Mabupane. Okay, what about Mabupane? What's happening in Mabupane? There are little stories that I can tell about Mabupane now, but I want to change that. I want to go back. I want to try. If I fail, I fail, but I'm not a failure. I'm going to try. Even if I could do 5%, it will be enough. And I know that I can't do everything, because I know that Killer will come and do the other 5%. Comfort will come. Semi Fever will come and do another 5%. All of us together, we can even reach the sky. So let's go to the young people. Let's inspire them. Let's teach them. Let's mentor them, and let's work with them. We're gonna find stars, and I'm hopeful about it. We're gonna find stars.
So, in closing, Mashad, what are your top 5 life lessons?
Time waits for no man.
Number 1.
Never regret things that happened. Regret things that you haven't done in your life. You're gonna do this? Yeah. Smile. Smile can unlock doors for you. A simple smile can light up someone's world. Being moody and worrying about your personal problems at home, about your relationships, might block blessings. Jealousy. The minute you don't appreciate another person's success, you're blocking your own blessings when you go high. That's why God takes time to bless you. Because unzima ufamuziri umgo ukwatetse batho ba banang successful ukwatetse dikoloi tsa batho o ka se dirae because ufamuziri umgo o hiletse o kobafetse mo o kwatetse batho bo botlhe mo nako hae cheer up and say to me, what a beautiful car. Later one day I'm gonna work hard, I'm gonna drive same car as yours. God is watching you and say, you know what? That's a happy heart. That one, that person is next. So these are the lessons that I've learned in my life, and very few of them. And then I'm happy that I'm still learning. As much as I need to find, but I'm willing to learn.
Wow, that's awesome. I
Go na le motho o mong behind the scene. O tshwara dithapo-thapo. Yeah. Motho wa dithapo. Tswala thapo tseo. Bolela nyana. Agur. Okay, bye, Kile. Thank you so much. That was Kile and Mashata. Actually, I'll go ahead. But we'll go on. Screw Up Sessions. This was another episode with the one and only comedian Mashata, who grew up, who's from Mabopane, by the way, born in Mabopane, and he was our guest today. My name is Kelebogile. I'm looking forward again to another session of Screw Up Sessions. We don't know who we're going to have in our show, but we're looking forward to have people who are going to inspire us. We want to take this opportunity and thank to Abuti Ramon Mashata for making time. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.